Doing a little surprise live here on a Sunday morning, 12:29, almost 2025. We'll hang out for a few seconds, few minutes, see if the world of YouTube throws this out to some people, and let's see what we have to say. Hello, thanks for tuning in. Number one, whoever you are, what's your name? Where are you tuning in from? Welcome. We just went live just now, so we're going to give this a couple of minutes for YouTube to do its thing, and we'll generate a small little crowd, and we'll have a conversation. Hello, Aquila. Hello. Welcome back. You know, the algorithms these days, it'd be nice to know, like, who they show these things to. It's like everything is just like this big hope. Good morning, everyone. Where are you? Where are you tuning in from? Aquila, where are you? Refresh my memory. And then again, we're live, so we're going to do a little Q&A and any questions, comments, observations you have, and we'll go from there. Hello, John. Hello, John Bishop. I've seen your comments, John. Port Townsend, Washington. Fantastic. So it's early. 8 a.m. out there for you, huh? Aquila's in Florida. That's where I am currently too, Aquila. You on the East Coast or the West Coast? Donald Jones, Savannah, Georgia. Hello, Donald. Hello. If you're just tuning in, all right, we got a little bit of popcorn action going on here. Where are you from? What state you in? What country? Where are you tuning in from? And then in the meantime, how these work is I come live to answer any questions. So if you have any questions, comments, observations, throw them at me. Engage us all in some type of conversation. And then we can all help each other have a better day. I am over here on the east coast of Florida. A cloudy Florida day. Nuala, that's a great name. In Ireland. Hello, Ireland. Hello. Alrighty. So how these work is it's all up to you. So if you want to throw a question at me, a comment, you want to talk about something, if I have some real life experience on it, I will be more than happy to share it back with you, and we can have a conversation. And then in the meantime, have you all checked out the brand new podcast that I've been uploading to YouTube? It's all about astral projection. It's all about lucid dreaming, and it's called Beyond Your Body. And I think we're up to episode 6. And then moving forward, every Thursday at 8 p.m., I'll be releasing a new episode. But that podcast, that's all about astral projection and lucid dreaming. And we talk about tips, there's techniques, there's listener questions, there's insights. So it's a great show. It's very interactive. So make sure you check that out. Beyond Your Body. Just go to my YouTube channel and hit podcasts and it'll pop up. Okay, West Palm. Yeah, you're a little bit south of me, Aquila. I'm a little further north, past Jupiter. Yeah, this east coast of Florida here, it's definitely different than the West Coast. It's a lot of crazy people around these parts, huh? It's like everywhere you turn, there's more and more crazies, we'll say. All right, anyone, question, comment, observation, engage me in some topics and let's have a conversation about it. It's up to you. Otherwise, I'm just going to sit here. Have any of you listened to any of my meditations recently? Which one was it? How did you like it? What would you like me to create that you don't have access to? Something. Let's get going. Let's go, Donald. He says, I love your videos. Have been listening to them for years. I've been trying to astral project for about 15 years, but haven't been able to do it. Don't know what I'm doing wrong. Okay, have you listened to the new Beyond Your Body podcast? Listen to it. There's, I believe, 6 episodes up. There's 8 already done, and then the first 6 are there for you now, and then every Thursday at 8 o'clock, a new one will be released. Listen to those podcasts because I go into specific techniques and tips and strategies, and we cover everything astral projection and lucid dreaming. So check those out. As far as you don't know what you're doing wrong, you just need to get vibrationally lined up with yourself to eliminate the doubt. And you have to allow the experience, you have to really kind of get out of your head. But we cover all that on the podcast in detail, in extensive detail. So make sure to check that out. And then I'm working on another podcast coming soon. That's going to be all about mental health, mindfulness, and science. That's coming soon as well, too. And yeah. Anyone else? Question, comment, observation? Donald? Have you listened to Have you listened to Astral Portal or Astral Mirror or Astral Dream? Have you listened to the 3 most recent ones at all? Anyone else who has something to say? Question, comment, observation? Hello, Pamela. Hello, Pamela. Aquila, we had that in West Palm. I went there a couple times. I thought it was fantastic. It was the Something Beer Garden in West Palm. The place was awesome. And then they closed. It was like a Russian guy who owned it, and he did this Russian barbecue. Place was phenomenal. And then I went to go back, and it was closed. Something Beer Garden. They had a little butchery in the front, and they had a little beer garden in the back with some beer and some live music. But for some reason, they closed. Donald Jones, yes, listening to Astral Mirror right now. I really like it. Yep, fantastic. Just allow the process. And when you feel those sensations and those tingles and those zings and you hear the going on inside your head, you have to just allow and trust. Allow and trust. But listen to every single episode of that podcast. It'll help you tremendously. That's why I'm doing the podcast. Donald Jones, I've always had a hard time visualizing. Okay, do not think of a purple monkey. Do not see $50,000 in your bank account. Do not see an orange banana. You can visualize just fine. It's not about thinking you have to see the photographic 3-dimensional image in your head with beyond crystal clarity. Right there, I'm pretty sure you just saw everything I told you not to. Adam White, what's my relationship with the Monroe Institute? I have no idea. I am not part of the Monroe Institute, and I've never heard of them. You can enlighten me if you'd like about who they are. It's a great comment, Adam. Adam White. Donald Jones, you got it. Crystal here from Utah. I love your videos. Thank you for all your hard work. Fantastic. Which ones are your favorite, Crystal? Which ones are your go-to Santisi meditations? And also, this year, we're still in 2024, I did a lot of short talks, a lot of short audios, a lot of different type styles of content as well. So make sure to go back and check all that out beyond the meditations. The rope method, okay, so you're going back to the beginning, one of my original ones, when my voice was a little different. Yep, that's a great one. That's always been a fan favorite. No, I don't know who Robert Monroe is. Maybe if I saw a video, it would ring a bell, but nothing is coming to mind. I don't know. One of my thoughts on Darius J. Wright, I don't know who he is either. How did I have my first OBE? That's a good question. I don't know if this was my first, but one of my first memories of, for me, I talk about this in the podcast. I've always lifted up from my ankles, and this was happening before I knew what was happening, okay, when I was younger. And every time I would lift up from my ankles, I would get really scared and nervous. I'm like, oh, I'm dying. This is my soul leaving my body. And it wasn't until years later I kind of realized what that was. But typically I would get pulled up by my ankles and kind of see myself as I ascended upward. But then I noticed I've always been really good at lucid dreaming. I've always enjoyed a good lucid dream. And then I discovered within my lucid dream that I could say, okay, I'm lucid, I'm in a dream. And then I can command a bed wherever I am. And one time it was on this cliffside. It was really in the mountains. It was really cool. And I commanded the bed. I got in the bed and I said, I want to astral project. And then I started shaking. I started getting all the sensations and poof, I shot straight up. And then I was flying around and soaring through that landscape. Yeah, that was one of mine. Sometimes it happens. There's been times where I'm falling like off a cliff and then I hit the water. And then when I hit the water, I kind of just swing right back up. A bunch. Sometimes there's been portals. I've been picked up by friends in their cars in my dreams and they've brought me into an astral projection through flying that way. A bunch of different ways. Yeah. No experience is ever quite the same with that. And some you have more control over it than others, always. Does one always hear a huge loud sound before projecting? What does that sound? Not everybody, some. I actually, one night, oh, look at my eyebrows today, huh? So one night I was really focusing on my third eye and I was putting a lot of energy and attention and focus into my third eye. And I saw this brightest white light that I've ever seen in my life. And I heard this crack, boom, that I never experienced before. And that was wild. I mean, that was intense. But I don't know if everyone always hears that. I mean, we all have a completely different experience. Adam, is manifestation more powerful in an OBE state or unrelated? It depends on you. Like, I know some people that go into an OBE and then they meditate and then they focus on a manifestation and they can manifest things in the dream. Then other people bring that knowledge back to them in this reality and they're able to decode and manifest because their belief was risen so much in that OBE that when they came back, they had no doubt, so they had no resistance. So it was a pure manifestation. We're all different. Everything's subjective, and we all have a different experience. We can all have a similar outcome, but our own observation of that experience, it's always going to be different for everybody. And sometimes listening to a meditation like mine is what gets people out, and sometimes it's not the meditation, but the meditation lined them up vibrationally, and it might be when they're taking a nap the next day, or they're sitting in the car, or they're just dozing off watching TV. That's when things happen. So it's different for everyone. But good, yeah, great questions. Have you ever jumped timelines? Man, I have gone through timelines that unimaginable. I do talk about that on the podcast. Go back and listen to those episodes. And I do tell a couple of stories. But timelines are bizarre. Like sometimes you're on a timeline and like the world is out to destroy you. Like everywhere you go, like everyone's trying to get you. And then other timelines, it's the opposite. You're in the same situation, the same place, the same experience, the same thing that you see. And then everyone is completely different, treating you differently around you. Yeah, timelines is a fun thing. It's a very fun topic. Adam White, my stance on simulation hypnosis hypothesis. I don't have one at the moment. I don't know enough. You be a little more specific. Adam, my 60 audios are brilliant. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Those I built the microphone, and the way I create those, I do all those in one take, one shot, and no one will ever be able to duplicate how I do that. There's a technique that I developed that I do that I've never told anyone how, and that's why it makes you feel like I'm everywhere all at once. Everyone tries to copy it and say, "Oh, these are 3D audios," and they're really not even close. Let's see. Pamela, I heard our good old news boy say that these orbs were seen because of our consciousness is growing higher so we can see what we didn't see before. Yeah, something's going on with all the orbs and all the drones or whatever they're calling it. They're doing something. But the way I look at it is until these beings or entities wipe out all of our bills, I don't think anyone's going to care as much as they hope. These things come along and they scramble the systems and they wipe out all the bills. I think that's when they'll have a full attention. Let's see. Have you experienced many blockages and how do you recommend overcoming them? I've been able to astral travel for a period of time. I have been able to dream for a couple of weeks. Yeah, it comes in and out. It just depends. Really, it, it all boils down to what you're thinking about most of the time and how you're feeling most of the time. And your goal is to always work on feeling good, feeling a little bit better, and just moving up the scale of your emotions. So you don't have to go from like depressed to bliss. But if you're annoyed and frustrated, your next goal would to be pissed off, and then it would be to be angry, and then annoyed, and then to be whatever. But the goal is to, most importantly, you always want to check in with yourself and make sure you ask yourself how you're feeling as much as you can, and then just work on feeling a little bit better. And then with the dreaming and the astral projection and all that good stuff, you don't want to try to force it to happen. You just kind of want to focus on why you want to experience it. And then that's when it's more likely to happen. And then most likely for most people, it happens when you're not even trying. But for some people, they can astral project and lucid dream on command. Just like some of the greatest manifestors in the world, they think of something and literally it's like poof, it shows up. I want a new helicopter. Poof, it's there by the end of the day. I want a new boat. The phone rings. Hey, have you ever thought about this yacht company? We're running a special. We heard who you are. And you're like, oh my God. But some people are at that level. Yeah. Oh, simulation. We live in a virtual reality. I don't know what reality we're in. I think we do create it to a majority. But I also think there's a huge level of outside influence that likes to poke and prod to mess with us at the same time. When lifting out of body, you're always in astral body form, or can you leave the body in astral shape like a ball of consciousness? That's a good question. I guess next time you leave, put out the intention to observe yourself in that state and see what you look like. And you can do anything. I mean, how many of us, once we get out of the body and we're looking at ourselves looking down, I think that's where we think about going somewhere else. That's a very good question. I'll try that next time. I'll observe myself in that state, looking at myself. Yeah, I like that. That's good. Good one. What else we got? Anyone else? Question, comments, observation? And you know what? You know what's funny about YouTube? They have that new little tab called inspiration, right? And what you do is you type in keywords, and it will tell you what your audience is, your interest level in that topic is, okay? So I can type in thoughts, positive energy, subconscious thoughts, how to rewire the brain, all that good stuff. That all comes in very high, very high, very high. I type in astral projection, very low interest. I type in lucid dreaming, very low interest. I type in everything to do that every time I come live, all the questions are reflecting upon, and it tells me no interest. So it doesn't make any sense. But hey, that's how it works. And then a little tip for anyone who creates videos. Rumor has it that all the social media sites this year, they're going to switch, and it's going to have nothing to do with your subscriber count. It's going to be pure watch time and engagement, period. So if you don't have a big following, or you don't know, or you don't make the best videos, or whatever it is, everyone's going to get a chance to really get some momentum. And I hope that works out for the majority of people, because as it stands now, everything is just selected, and it's like, there's a curtain, and behind it there's a spreadsheet, and that's what gets the action, period. And so hopefully they're working on changing that to put different content, but enjoyable content, into more people. Because right now it's, I don't know. Hopefully it keeps shifting. Let's see. Adam, saw a horror movie when I was a kid, astral project, then some dark demons mess with them. Can you relate? Yeah, there's entities out there. Anytime there's entities in this physical realm too. Everyone's like, oh, don't astral project, it's evil. There's entities. There's entities. You go to Walmart, you're surrounded by evil entities. You go to Target, you're surrounded by evil entities. You go to the gas station, the supermarket, you go to the park with your kids, you're surrounded by evil entities in this realm. So, of course, we live on Earth is a free will planet. So positive energy, loving energy, dark, evil energy, it has a right to demonstrate itself. So the key is in this realm, this 3D conversation here, or in the astral realm, you are always in control. You always have unlimited power. Nothing can hurt, harm, or affect you unless you allow them to feed on your fear. So that's why when you listen to my astral projection meditations, we do a protection, we do a cleansing. We always do something first just to protect that energy. But yeah, there's energy, there's entities everywhere. I mean, it's not just in the dream world or in a nightmare in the astral realm, or it's go to the go to Starbucks. You'll run into 6 of them trying to get you coffee. Good question. You guys are on fire today. I appreciate this. How often do I project? Can you try too often? I try every night and I wake up in the morning. It's up to you. It's if you're in the mood to try, try. If you're not, don't try to force it. It's as simple as that. I don't try every night. And some nights I have the most amazing experiences of my life. And sometimes I try and I sit there wide awake. So it's always different. Just care, but not that much. Care, but not that much. Let's see, Crystal, sometimes when I'm trying to leave my body, I see a body that isn't my current physical body. Have you experienced this? Okay, that goes back to what I think Adam was talking about. Next time, ask who that body is. What is it? What is that entity? What is that energy? What is it? Who is it? Why is it? Yeah, I've never, again, I've never thought of observing myself in the separated state. I do like that question. I do like that topic. I appreciate that. Aquila, what's the purpose of projecting? There's a lot. You could self-growth. I did a podcast all about how some people use astral projection to clear past pain and emotional trauma to release blocks. You can, it's not just about flying around. You can do anything you want. Really, it's just to learn about yourself, higher levels of yourself. And going back through history, there's thousands of civilizations that focused on projecting to bring back information into this dimension. And they use the projecting to go to other dimensions, to give their knowledge to other areas and other dimensions to come back. I'm telling you, everyone, listen to the podcast. Listen to every single episode. We dive deep into all of this stuff. We dive so deep. I've gotten to the point where I can't get to sleep without listening to one of your videos. Is that good? Is that bad? I'm going to call it a thing. But if you fall asleep, if I'm the guy and the tool to get you to fall asleep, that's better than popping some Ambien, right? Crystal, do you ever remote view and have an experience to share? I will tell you this. I do have this reoccurring viewing, okay? I'm in that sweet spot in between being awake and being asleep, that little consciousness, that little sweet spot. And I do see like portals, and if I can catch the beam, I'll let it carry me through. And for the times that I'm able to really let it pull me through, I will get to the end of it, and then I'll be viewing this planet from like the view of like an airplane window, and I'll be going over it. And as soon as I start to see the lights of whatever this city or civilization is, and then I start to zoom in on my vision, I always get pulled out right there. But yeah, that's one of my most reoccurring things. I haven't gone all the way through it yet. I'm working on it. Can astral projection be used for corporate espionage? Could I invade a competitor's headquarters and listen on their meetings? Is there a timeline for how long you can benefit out of the body? That's a good question. One thing you can do I don't know about doing that. I've never set the intention to do that. You can certainly try it. But one thing you can do, you could call forth like a mastermind meeting in your mind. You could put yourself in the room with all those people and observe the feelings and impressions you get. That you can do. It's me, Alien. Paul, what's the best morning and nighttime routine for you? Manifesting. At nighttime, I like to sit there. I put on my eye mask. I put on my noise-canceling headphones, usually without anything on, just to block out the outside noise. And I run movies, right? So I'll picture like I'm on a couch, and then I'll see like a door. And then I go to the door, and every time I open the door, it's a new movie. And I kind of bring myself into that new realm, and I try to focus on all the details and all the colors and the textures and whatever that movie is. Sometimes it could be a fun movie. It could be like a fantasy type movie. It could be whatever it is, whatever I'm thinking about in that moment. But yeah, you can run the movie. And sometimes you can use like just some instrumentals to put on in the background. And then when you run that movie and you like it, the next night you can actually add more details into it, more colors, more sights, more sounds. And you can kind of manifest through your own mental movie. I like that. That's one thing I enjoy doing. And sometimes I just like falling asleep to tones, whether it's Tibetan singing bells, whether it's bells, whether it's solfeggio tones. I just like to tune out to the tones. You got it. You guys are on point today. So anything else you'd like me to create and share? And have you all checked out the new home? We have a new website with everything. It's paulsantisiuniverse.com. My name, paulsantisiuniverse.com. There's tons of stuff there. There's interviews, there's other podcasts, there's motivational videos, there's clearing audios. There's a ton of free content too. There's a ton of free audios and courses you can download. You can have them all for free. So make sure you all go there. There's a big logo right at the front when it says free audios. Click here. You click on it, and that will give you all the different audios. And I'm adding more audios all the time. And just go grab some. Get them. Get them. Do I use crystals? Yeah, I have crystals right over there. I have crystals everywhere. Every room I have crystals. Yes. I don't obsess over the crystals. I don't hold them with me and bring them with me in my pocket. Okay, we're back. Is there a higher self affirmation video? I believe I have a few. Just type in my name, Paul Santisi Higher Self, and just see what YouTube gives back to you. I don't know if I specifically called them Higher Self. They may have a different title name, but I'll tell you in the introduction if that's what they're about. Is astral sex a real thing? Absolutely, without question, astral sex is real. And when I first put up the first couple of meditations on astral travel, I had one affirmation in there that was astral sex is safe and fun. And the internet exploded over that one on me. But yeah, it's absolutely a real thing. And I believe if you go back to one of the first 3 or 4 versions, I did republish it recently. I made it active again after like 10 years. But there is that affirmation in there. Astral sex is safe and fun. And again, that's subjective. Some people would love to experience that and others wouldn't. But it's available. Yep. You got it, Pamela? Salma? Hello, Salma. Can I make a video with the St. Germain's affirmations? I can. That would be a custom meditation. Go to paulsantisiuniverse.com. Click on custom meditations. There's a link at the top that will bring you to the order page, and you can order that. Yeah, and right now, I believe we haven't changed it yet, so it's on special right now. Yeah, I can help you with that. Go to paulsantisiuniverse.com and click on one of the links at the top, personal and custom meditation, and that will guide you through it. And if you have any questions, you can message me after this is done, paulsantisigives@yahoo.com, and then we can get you the link to that. But yeah, I can create a custom meditation for you, not a problem. Twin flames. I think a lot of people, they think too much about trying to find their own twin flame. And the truth is, when you're fully in compliance and in love with who you are, then it's much easier to connect and relate to a whole different type of person that you may not have been open to before. But again, that's subjective. I'm no expert. I have no proof. on that one. Um, have yeah, that's a subjective topic on that one. Let's see. I read about people who are tied to a silver cord when OBE. Yeah, we're all attached to that silver cord. That's your lifeline, and I talk about that in the podcast quite a bit. No matter where you are in the astral realm, you can always return. You're always connected. You're always safe. You're always going to come back. It's just there's nothing to worry about with that. What are my thoughts on increasing solar flares and its effect on the Schumann resonance and our consciousness? I think everything has an effect on everything. And I think there's a system above the system, above the system, above the system that is magnificent at its creation. And I think it's doing everything and anything it can to give us the tools to understand as much as we can about ourselves. But again, like, just because the TV tells you about it or science says it, we have no way to really truly prove that whatever they're saying is real. So it all just goes down to belief. And then, I mean, you can put your belief in a paper towel and manifest the world, just like you could, a golden amulet. So it really all just comes down to belief in what you think works for you. Energy is there. Energy is constant. Energy is abundant. And it's just tapping into it, at least in my opinion. Good question. Yeah, Salma, check that out. If you have any questions, just shoot an email, paulsantisigives@yahoo.com, and then we can get you the link for that. Paul, what's the minimum minutes to practice pure gratitude to make a difference? At least a minute and a half. Minute and a half is kind of the magic thing. 17-second intervals. And being full of gratitude. I mean, a lot of people say, I have nothing to be grateful for. My life sucks. It might suck. You're right. But you're alive, right? So you can just focus on that. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. And if you just focus that you're alive and you kind of just stare at the wall and you just focus on your breathing, you'll be amazed what kind of a shift occurs. What happens after you die? You say your energy is abundant. So do you believe in reincarnation? I don't know. I think when you die, you have a choice. And I think you could see a light, but I think you can say no to the light. Do I know what happens if you say yes or no? I have no idea. I haven't done it yet. But I think from everything I've learned and what I believe about myself and this place, when that day happens and if that light does show up, I think I'm going to turn my back on it and look the other way and see what I see. It's me, thank you. And what's the magic portal in the morning? From the moment you are awake, it's up to 10 minutes. Yeah, the first 5 to 7 minutes or so when you wake up, if you can give yourself the right commands, the right feelings, generate the emotions, that will set you up for the day. If you wake up cranky, annoyed, yelling at the dog, stubbing your toe, burning your mouth on the coffee, just think of it. I mean, if you're waking up with, it's a great day, it's a great day, it's a great day, it's a great day, whatever happens today is for my own blessing and my own improvement, and I look forward to it. No matter how good or how bad it may seem, in the end, it's going to set me up and it's going to work out to my advantage in the end. And that will give you a lot of that gumption that you need to push through the day. If you wake up pissed off and annoyed, what do you expect? Which meditation do you have that will work for those 10 minutes? Listen to, it's a newer one. I have so many to remember all these titles. Serenity, I believe. Serenity. Hold on. There's so many meditations. I can't remember all the titles. Hold on. Let's take a look. There's some short ones on mindfulness too that you should listen to. They're about 5 to 7 minutes long. Let's see. Check out Hold on, bear with me. There's stillness. There's one called 5-Minute Daily Mindful Meditation. Listen to that one. Sound bath. Listen to that one, sound bath. This one's one of my favorites. It gets a mixed reaction because it gets a little intense. The one I did on spirit guides recently, about 7 months ago, it's titled Connect with Your Spirit Guides, a step-by-step guided journey. That one's only like 16 minutes, but that one's very, very intense. I like that one. That one, it freaks out a lot of people, but I like that one. And then we have right here, Unveiling Mindfulness, Secrets for Beginners. And that's only 5 minutes long. So check those out. And then I have some new ones coming that are just on breathing and tones. I haven't released those yet. And then we have this one on deep sleep, subconscious healing. Oh no, here's another one, Escape Anxiety. This one's a 4-minute one. Those are all on mindfulness. Those are very good. Yeah, there's a lot. I put out a lot of content this year. Let's see. I've been nudged by a spirit guide to spend 3 days in Sedona, Arizona. I've never been there lately, but I've been reading up on it. I have never been out there, but my friend Mark went out there a few years ago, and he did the whole package with the helicopter rides and the shamans and the whole thing, and he said it was amazing. But I myself, I've never been out there. It's me. Thank you so much. Sound bath. Yeah, listen, Paul Santisi's sound bath, not other people's. I haven't listened to anyone else's, so I can't recommend them yet. Oh, Adam with the questions. Have you ever tried one of those sensory deprivation chambers and Epsom salts? No, but I would love to. That's on my list. I would love to do that. Yeah. Yeah, that's on my list. Have you? Have you ever done that? Anyone else? All right, good. Let's do another question or two. We'll keep this around 40 minutes or so. Anyone else? Question, comment, observation. You guys were on fire and then it went poof. It's me. I have your coin. Yep, Paul Santisi Energy Coin. They're currently retired. Might be bringing them back. The manufacturing costs on those things went out of control. So I'm in the process of trying to find a reasonable manufacturer because the current one like quintupled the prices, which just make it unbearable for anybody. Never mind shipping it. Then the shipping rates have gone through the roof. So we're trying to figure that one out. They will be making a comeback. The coins will be coming back with the pendants. Right now, we do have the Paul Santisi manifestation cards. There's 4 different decks. You can find out. You can see those on paulsantisiuniverse.com as well. That's what we have at the moment. Let's see. Nope, I can barely lift out, only get the tingly phase. Been 3 years, but the closest I ever got was to your videos. Yeah, fantastic. Just listen to the podcast, everyone. All these astral projection questions, listen to the podcast episodes. I answer everything in detail, and I also give you practical tips and techniques to apply in those shows. Yeah, everyone, go listen to all those shows and follow the show so you get the notification every Thursday at 8 p.m. when the new one is released. And thank you so much for making your videos free for all. Yeah, you got it, Adam. You know, that's ever since the first meditation, I made the commitment to everyone. I said, I will always, any meditation I create, I will always make available for free. And I've stuck by that for, we're going on 13 years now. I mean, I do have some meditations that are specific to certain audio programs that aren't posted because it wouldn't make any sense because you need to hear the audio program first. But otherwise, 99.99999% are on YouTube. Yeah, try Astral Mirror. There's a couple versions of that as well. I think there's a 2-hour version, there's a 3-hour version, there might be an 8-hour version. Again, I create things so quickly and in the moment, I can't remember everything. Yeah, mirror method. That's kind of a method I kind of created on my own and that I practiced for a long time before I decided to record it. And again, I only speak from real life experience. So if I haven't learned it, practiced it, observed it, and know it to work in my life, I'm not going to record something and just waste someone else's time. And unfortunately, that's 99% of YouTube. It's people who are catching on trending words or topics and just creating crap and junk. And then all these people are listening to this completely wrong information, and then they're just getting confused and muddled up. So just so you know, you can feel the difference when you listen to a Paul Santisi meditation, that when you listen to me, you ride that beam of intention with me during my creation process. And that's the magic that no one else understands or cares about, or they just want the clicks. And it's not about that. It's about adding value back to humanity. And that's what we do. Pamela, I was able to do this when I was a child, and then I tried for years, and the mirror method is what did it for me to get back close to where I was. Yeah, the mirror method's, it's powerful because there is elements in there where it returns you back to your inner child. You know, there's things I do in that guidance that's pretty magical. Yeah, good question, good point. Anyone else? One more, and then we're gonna sign off. One more question, comment, observation. Have I tried any meditations utilizing sleep paralysis techniques, and what are your thoughts on sleep paralysis? Good question. We're gonna end with a great question. That's a great question, Crystal. I talk about sleep. I have a whole podcast designated right to sleep paralysis and astral projection. Sleep paralysis is the gateway. And sleep paralysis just means that your body is asleep and your mind's awake, and you're in that little sweet spot. And listen, I think it's podcast, Beyond Your Body podcast, either 2 or 3. I talk about sleep paralysis as the gateway, the benefits of it, how to use it to your advantage, how to learn from it, and what to do. Go listen to that podcast. I explain it in detail. All right, I think we're going to wrap it up for today. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate your questions. I appreciate your curiosity. And I appreciate you recommending those other people to go check out, which I will do. And I might be back next week. We'll see. I kind of like just popping up randomly instead of scheduling it. But maybe I'll start to schedule it. We'll see. But in the meantime, go check out the Beyond Your Body podcast. It's new. It's right here on YouTube. And then go to paulsantisiuniverse.com and download all the free content that you can get your hands on. And enjoy. Keep me posted. And next week, let me know what you want to talk about, and we'll dive in again. All right, everyone. You have a great day. You know I love ya.